common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing. Had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
Yo, 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 yo! Everybody's saying yo over in the chat box. Welcome back to another live episode of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick the Hitman Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
The Todd Father over there doing his thing with Wyckoff, the president of Wyckoff SMI and LearnCrypto.io. If you want to see everything we offer outside of YouTube, make sure to check out the description below. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We will be doing the Phore giveaway from last night's live show. And guess what, guys? We love giving away all of our coins, so tonight we will be doing a Phore giveaway as well. In the comments section down below, leave a comment with your Phore PHR wallet address trading over on Cryptopia for a chance to win. It's as easy as that. Welcome back, guys. Another beautiful day in here. A little green in the markets. Todd's got some counts. He's got some bullish counts. He's got some bearish counts. And we'll see what you guys think and what the probability on each of those are. But so far, guys, we just keep stair-stepping higher. A lot of these alts are low-key doubling. I mean, you're seeing stair-step higher in Dragon and some others as well, so it's nice to see. We're going to talk about the ECA Electra Fork. We got a Ubiq airdrop as far as their Escher governance tokens. Talk a little bit about ZRX, Coinbase. We got a ton to talk about, as well as the giveaways. And, of course, as always, see what's going on in the chat box. As cryptos continue to heat up and this community continues to expand, we try to answer as many questions over in the chat box as we can. Sometimes we miss them, so you can either try to type them once again, or if you throw a super chat, whether it's $1 or $100, obviously, then we will take the time, break it down, get your question answered properly.
Sorry, Hugo, wrong channel. But I tell you what, if we go through 12.5, we will have live dancing girls.
Live action.
Live coin action.
Hopefully you guys are all joining the Learn Crypto rocket ship you see there in the background. You're buying the F and dip as you see on the wall, and let's jump right into this.
The preacher is beating his chest.
So right now, you know, the market cap totally is 223.4 billion. Bitcoin dominance still going down to 51.7, being outpaced by its foes and the altcoins. Bitcoin is, though, at 66.84, up almost 3% for the day. I know some people are saying this is due to the futures ending or about to end or whatever it may be, but this is falling in line with not one but two of the counts as well as the point and figure chart that the software produced as far as Bitcoin is concerned. I'm excited for Todd to show you some of those images. Ethereum at 228, up 5%. This is one when we were in the red with everything that was going on with Vitalik, etc., that we were looking for even a slight more pullback before we jumped back in, but that thing has started to run. Hopefully, you still have some in your portfolio, as we say to always have some of these top coins in there. And then XRP still around 54 cents, up 4% for the day. Is this thing going to explode once again leading into the Swell Conference, or will the downward sell pressure from Jeb McCaleb himself be enough to take down this current price? You know my opinion on XRP as far as what I think the price action is going to be, but Todd thinks the TA and the fact that Swell is on the horizon means that XRP may have another leg higher. We can continue to go down, but we're not. Bitcoin Cash, guys, this is manipulation at its best. Bitmain's IPO in traditional markets is coming soon. How do you get more people to invest in your IPO? Well, you make your books look better. What does Bitmain mine a bunch of and own a bunch of? That's Bitcoin Cash. So how do you make your books look better?
The charts look good there.
Oh my gosh. This is
charts look good on
manipulation at the
cash.
best. There's no transactions right now. This is them pumping this up. This is going to then allow them to put on their paperwork and forward their future revenues that because they're mining Bitcoin Cash and it's at a higher price, they will then have future income.
Hater.
So then you buy in the IPO and then boom, it all blows up in your face. I will not be buying Bitmain's IPO. I would recommend you don't either. If you really like it, then just buy Bitcoin Cash itself. Biggest winners for the day, Electroneum, Eternal Token, GS Change, Loom, and Bitcoin Gold. We got another one here in KCS. Early this morning, I'm going to grab this tweet real quick before we throw it to Todd. Early this morning, I retweeted it once or twice. I got an email from KuCoin. Not only do they have an airdrop going on where you must hold 6 KCS and buy 15 Crypterium by August 1st, now they are also doing a free community vote to get another coin listed. A little loophole here. The amount of KCS you have is the amount of votes you get, up to 1,000 KCS. Now, in my estimation, a lot of communities of coins that want to get listed over there, as well as the developers and founders of those coins, will be loading up on KCS over the next 7 days. I said I think there's going to be a 7-day pump on KCS. It is up 13% since I got the email already. I think we're going to continue to rally into this vote. Then they said you must maintain that balance for an additional 7 days in order for those votes to be locked in. So I can see us pumping for about 7 days, sideways for 7 days, and then the dump will arise for KCS, unless, of course, Bitcoin is on the moon by then. So keep an eye on that. I would try to take some profits on KCS if that goes as planned, because I really believe that that is what's going to happen fundamentally with this coin. So far, it's been on the dot. You guys could have seen that tweet, and you would be up 13% on the day. I think it has some more room to run. So without further ado, before we get to some more tweets, some more news articles, fundamentals, and your questions, we need to let the Todd Father go over some of these charts. Some of them are very interesting as far as price, buys, and sells for Bitcoin, Dash, and others. So you don't want to miss this.
Okay. Yeah, we got some news from Coinbase. I know Nick's going to go over that here with their, what was it, a basket or something?
Yep.
We're going to go over that soon. So in front of us is the point figure chart we showed a few days back. What we're showing is this count from here over, just a small accumulation phase, because that easy counts as a sign of strength and the last point of support. This runs us to about 7,900, which would definitely turn all the charts bullish, catch a lot of people short, underinvested, etc. But don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. So kind of what I wanted to start with was this is a normal Bitcoin chart I bring up. I keep saying all this action out here, if we were really headed lower, we should have done it before now. So we are firming up here. The only thing I think is going to be interesting, I've had this chart on here before. I just came right back to it. I haven't changed anything because this has been up here for a few days now. Let me go back. And what this was off the all-time highs, we had the 5 waves down. And that's a down, and then we had the B up, and then we're ready for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down again. And what's happened really could be is the 4th wave is forming its own triangle. I mentioned that a week ago. So we have came right up. The count on that was 6,900 possible. Then the break to 5,200. So I think if you're bullish, that's the worst outcome is we run up here above that 6,820, whatever it was. We do a 6,900. 7,000, we don't get to 7,400. And then we probably, when we come back down and take out that 6370, I think it was, that would be, I would say that shows that we're going to break down and have this last shakeout. But, and again, I guess I'm trying to give that count so no one's scared if that happens, because I think the next new low would still be a shakeout. It wouldn't be one to run for the hills and leave cryptos. It would be the one to add more money if you could, or stick with what you got if you're invested for that. I mean, I'll get hurt by that if that happens, but I won't be panicking there. But I still think ultimately, so if you go into, let's just go to a 1 hour. And I think that means this low down here at 63.40. If we come back down 63.40, 64.40, I would guess we're going to give up that 6,300, 6,250 support I keep talking about, where everything was supported. I had buy signals down here. I had buy signals at 61.94. So again, I think if 6,400 gives away, that means we are headed down for the shakeout for the last one. But, you know, for the bulls, and I'm probably guessing most, maybe not most people in here, but here's the other charts I had up. This was the 4 hour with the Wyckoff, showing that we had a spring already, which this was the fourth wave I marked by Elliott wave. And then when the alts bled out, Bitcoin just tested. That's what's kept me more bullish than probably would have, because when the alts bled out and Bitcoin would not give up, really wouldn't give up that 6,250, 6,300 level. And so that's in the back of my mind, that maybe Bitcoin has made the low and we're just bringing in the last of the sellers. And if that was the case, Elliott wave would probably say we've done a 1-2-1-2, and we're going to explode at some point. It still could be a few days off, but that would say we got a big rally coming. And I guess the reason I'm trying to still stay friendly is if you, what's up, Jeff? Thanks for the donation. You know, it goes back to really all the charts that I've been showing, because let's go back. I mean, this is Dash. I tweeted these today. That chart looks really friendly here. You can see I've marked the technometer 50 sell, 38 buy is for a trading range. If we're in a bull run, 50 won't stop it. It'd take more like a 54 or something. That's why, again, here, I think selling a 50, you got to be careful, because you might not get it back if we're starting a real bull run. But I've marked a 50, 38, 50, 38, 50. And then we actually had a breakdown yesterday at 31. So Dash got really oversold here. OP's hitting new lows. Price isn't. That's a bullish divergence if you're on the course, or if you understand the OP and the price. But, you know, and I tweeted about Ethereum. Ethereum had the same, I mean, a lot of these charts are coming up with the same thing. I mean, Bitcoin Cash had the oversold. All of this level was oversold. We come in yesterday and had the oversold reading. Ethereum, Litecoin, because I tweeted those yesterday. Let me see what else. Same thing here. OP's hitting new lows. Price isn't. So I'd say the 207 level's important in Ethereum, which you had the technometer come down almost to a buy level again. So I'm just getting, you know, you already know Ripple, we like that. And it looks higher. ADA, I have it here. I mean, ADA looks higher. Gave a good buy at the low. That looks like it's turned the corner, headed back higher. So I don't know. A lot of the coins look good here. Bitcoin held in a 6,250, 6,300. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe the surprise is still the upside. We got a downtrend line here that's going to come into play. So I personally think we're probably going to see that 6,900, and then it's going to be whether the 6,400 gives away, or whether we plow through 7,000, plow through 7,400. Then I think we've just started a huge bull market with nobody on board, I don't think, for real. So.
Sweet, so I'll grab this. We'll get to Jeff Flanagan in your $2 super chat. Thanks for the donation. We really appreciate that. Would like to hear your guys' thoughts on Bitcoin Gold. So those of you who do not know, Bitcoin Gold was a fork of Bitcoin, of course, and it was a friendly fork that essentially wanted to take Satoshi's vision, put it back in the hand of miners, and make it GPU mineable to then create a more decentralized and easily accessed ecosystem as far as any gamer can participate, get some Bitcoin Gold, etc. Kind of like how Bitcoin itself started. Then Bitcoin Gold, obviously we had the bear market, but it did see a lot of downward selling pressure. Any Bitcoin fund, such as Grayscale, whenever they receive a fork, if that fork is not going to be part of their index or their fund, they are obligated legally that they have to sell that fork on the market. Now that some of them get deadline dates, etc. So throughout this past period, Bitcoin Gold did see a massive downward pressure from all these funds forced and legally to sell Bitcoin Gold. Once that was over, I talked to some of the Bitcoin Gold guys. They said all the dates are done. Okay, great. I told you guys that. We did see a little bit of a pop there. Then they had their 51% attack. Obviously, this is massive negative press. There was double spends. Although no actual users lost any of their funds, exchanges did get hurt by it. So much so that Bittrex said if Bitcoin Gold does not pay for the security flaw, that they would be delisted. We do know that that did occur. So although I do think that Bitcoin Gold has a solid project over there, the development's there, it's built off the Bitcoin code base. Once again, they're not bringing anything new to the table as far as UTXOs or peer-to-peer digital cash. Digibyte is competing in a manner where they have faster transactions, but now they're starting to lean towards security with DigiID. Then you have Bitcoin, of course, Litecoin, Vertcoin that are still focusing mainly on peer-to-peer transactions. Look, I think Bitcoin Gold is very oversold. In this next bull run, if they have some more development and things go as planned, there's not going to be that overhead selling from funds. Hopefully they solve their issue with the 51% attack. There's not going to be more FUD where exchanges are demanding money from them, etc. So I think they will probably have a rally. But I think this is going to be one of those where when we rally, if you own it, I would maintain a stop, a trailing stop, and I don't think it would be one that I would be falling in love with, but one that I would be looking to capitalize on a swing trade to add more BTC to my bag. That's really my opinion on Bitcoin Gold. Hope that helps. I also do have an interview with one of the representatives in the interview section on our homepage if you would like more information on Bitcoin Gold. And then I did get a follow-up interview with them after the 51% attack where they kind of depicted how they're going to get over past this 51% attack and what their plans are for the future. So into some of the news we have to touch base with real quick. If you are an ECA holder, Electrocoin ECA, they do have a hard fork happening. Now, Cryptopia and the other exchanges will be supporting the fork. Don't quote me on the other exchanges. I know Cryptopia will be supporting the fork. But if you use their QT wallet or desktop wallet for staking purchases, for staking reasons, you do need to upgrade those. Simply go to Electra's main website, go to the Wallets tab, and you can download the wallet from there. Now, if you already have the existing QT wallet or your desktop wallet, all you need to do is save the wallet.dat file, and that is it. Obviously, if you use the desktop wallet, you have a password, so obviously remember your password. Re-download the wallet, enter your information as far as your password and your mnemonic phrase, and you are good to go. This fork is occurring in about 14.75 days, or you got about 114 hours, so I would make sure to get on that over the weekend. If you are trying to wait to the last minute because you don't want to lose your staking weight, don't worry, that will not be affected. You are not going to lose your stake, and you will not lose your weight if you do the upgrade now. So go ahead and do that. I'd recommend doing that if you want to participate in the new Electra fork, which is going to be a blockchain a token swap pretty much, decreased in block times, change in staking, and also adding atomic swaps, I believe. So there you go. Make sure to do that. Wanted to let you guys know. Also, if you are a Ubiq holder, we have been collecting these Escher airdrops now for several quarters. I got a nice stash. The first Escher airdrop was a 12-to-1. Every one Ubiq, you got 12 Escher. They were going down slowly. This one is for a 3-to-1. You get 3 Escher governance tokens for every one Ubiq. It starts at block 608,000. We are currently at block 605,000. So you do have a few days before this starts, but it does end at this block timer, so make sure to get on top of that. They give you step-by-step instructions how to claim it, whether you're using the Pyrus wallet, the Fusion wallet, or the Ledger Nano S. So make sure to claim those free airdrops, guys. I know I've been telling you guys to get them if you've mined Ubiq or owned Ubiq, because the first one was a 12-to-1 airdrop. Second one was something like 10, and now we're down to 3. So there you go.
Steve Davis get some sleep 4 hours before he's got to get up.
Dang.
We've been emailing, so.
Dang.
What's up, John?
John West said, I've claimed the last 2 Escher. There you go. It's pretty simple. They give you step-by-step instructions, so I'd recommend doing that. I even tweeted about Ubiq today as well. What I say here. This is the forgotten Canadian enterprise-aimed ETH fork. Ubiq is a sleeper for its security, stability, dynamically adjusted proof-of-work difficulty, simple contract writing, and the Escher airdrop governance system. This is still one, I've mined in the past. I like it. It just got upgraded on Cryptopia to a 4.5 star rated cryptocurrency. They don't give away those stars lightly over there, so they're in some good company, including Bitcoin, Litecoin, and others over on Cryptopia. Canadian has been very crypto-friendly as of late, very marijuana-friendly, very commerce-friendly, etc. So we'll see if that benefits Ubiq here moving forward. I know they're working on a marketing campaign to really spread the word, because right now they just kind of had their head down doing development, but they're not really pushing or promoting what they got going on. So I know they've been working a lot on that. So keep an eye out for that one. But definitely if you're already a holder, you need to collect that airdrop. Do you have charts you want to take a look at right now before we get into some actual more news?
Nope, I don't have much.
Wow. I guess I'll just keep talking.
Keep talking. If anybody wants anything, we can go through it.
We had a bunch of conversations pertaining to stablecoins. You got USD Tether, you got the FUD around that, you got all these other ones coming. Now all these exchanges are starting to accept USD, etc. Well, Circle Pay has announced the launch of USDC. This is their proprietary stablecoin that is apparently backed by many banks and investment funds. This is going to be taking place on Circle Poloniex first. And somebody said, what do you think about that? Well, here's the issue. We like to watch Tether and the action of Tether in order to start to project what the market may or may not be doing. Now with all these stablecoins coming out, it's really going to be diluting each other. So either all these need to be added to CoinMarketCap, or tracing the transactions is going to become a lot more difficult. I really think these are just money grabs for the most part, honestly, guys. They capitalize and make funds based on trading volume and transaction fees. I think a lot of these are money grabs. I still don't have a problem with USDT. There's probably some FUD around it as some of the exchanges start bringing on USDC or USD. Really, I just think they're going to start diluting themselves. And as Bittrex added USD, Coinbase added USD, Binance wants to add USD, they really have no more purpose. Now, the one purpose that remains is the fact that, in my opinion, trading to USDT does not really trigger a taxable event, and that's kind of the gray area as far as liability regulation and tax code is. Because if I'm trading to USD, then the government can argue, hey, you're going in and out of UST, you got to claim each of those trades as a taxable event. And right now with USDT, you kind of have a gray area there where that's not true fiat, so no, I do not. So we'll see what happens moving forward. I don't think this is imminent death for any of the other stable coins, but man, are there starting to be a ton of stable coins, commodity-backed coins like DIG and all these other ones. And really, I just think they're going to dilute each other. Use whichever one you feel comfortable with. I don't see a problem with any of them. And I really just think it's these companies trying to capitalize on making some money on transactions. Anybody else have any comments pertaining to stable coins, the forks, or airdrops that we were talking about? Or do you want Todd to look at any charts over on the software, see what he's thinking?
What we got EOS at? EOS 581.
No Sabaco says ADA and Quantum are added on Kraken tomorrow. That is correct. Both Cardano ADA and Qtum Quantum will be added to Kraken for trading starting tomorrow. I can't remember the time, but that's pretty bullish. I don't think they paid for those, but we'll see what happens. I think Kraken is getting respect, earning that respect back as being a viable exchange. And I also think that Poloniex might be worth trading on here in the near-term future. So those are ones to keep an eye on. Those are ones I signed up first when I was in crypto because those were the big ones. And now I don't even have any funds over on those. Everything's on Bittrex, Binance, and, of course, my Ledger Nano S. What do you got going on over here?
Let me show... I did do this on EOS earlier. EOS was as most oversold as it has been on the length of this chart here coming into today. So I would think that 540 level is probably an important level for the longs. Didn't get down to 38, but as you can see here, the technometer isn't as volatile on EOS as it is on some of these. And then here's the XLM we talked about yesterday because that's one that we like. You can see the buy point down here. That was the first buy on XLM USDT. And then we had one at last night at 7 o'clock. Down to 38 again on the technometer. And you can see the OP actually came down to a new low. Let's go to the details. You can see that the OP almost came down to a new low. It just missed it by a hair, while price is continuing to make higher highs. So I still like the way XLM looks. It looks like one that should continue to keep us higher. And this is Litecoin coming into today, because same thing, OP hit a new low here while price held up. So this is testing the previous low. And then you had an oversold technometer back here. So I just can't figure out these counts. I mean, this could be a diagonal triangle to the upside, a leading triangle, which means we need an ABC pullback, which would find support back at the 54, 55 level. So there's lots of ways to turn that around, but to see how it plays out.
Chris W. says, I've been working on the theory that every single trade to any coin is a taxable event. Well, that's definitely probably true, but the problem is now that the government is so far behind that taxable events technically are only deemed when trading out a cryptocurrency into USD. They can argue that for an exchange or for Coinbase reasons. If you trade out a Bitcoin and it gets sent back to your bank account, I would definitely be reporting those as taxable events, because that could cost you in the future. But for now, I think there is that gray area and that loophole that if you are trading to cryptocurrencies or USD Tether, which is technically a stable coin but a cryptocurrency, that you can kind of get away with that for now and nobody's going to be knocking on your door.
Maybe.
With
a disclaimer.
I'm not a tax advisor, but that's really the purpose of these. That's the one true purpose for stablecoins. Otherwise, there is no purpose. They can just add USD to it like Bittrex and Binance and Coinbase, and that's it. They trade to USD in cryptos, but every single one of those must be a taxable event, and that's really why USD Tether was even born to begin with. We got some people that want you to write down to chart ZEC, ZRX, etc.
Somebody mentioned TEL. I'm going to have to add that to the software. The software is like in staging mode, so they haven't showed me how I can go in and add or delete symbols. So the symbols is really just what I started with. I think I threw a couple hundred in. So I'm trying to make notes on things I need to add, but I'm going to need a few days probably to get that done.
And I think since we're about halfway through the show, roughly, this is giveaway time. Who's ready to get some coins? First off, we are doing a giveaway over on my Twitter account as well. To celebrate myself closing on 3,000 followers, we are doing a Zen giveaway. There's going to be 3 winners. 3 of you guys can win 1 full Zen each. And all you have to do is follow Horizon Global, which is Zen's Twitter account. Follow myself, of course, and then retweet and tag 3 of your crypto pals that you think would be interested in free coins. Who isn't? So we can expand, obviously, the reach of cryptocurrencies and expand the reach of Learn Crypto as well, and see if we can get me up to the 3,000 follower mark. So it is my pinned tweet. It's Stunad620, STUNAD620. Come over here and participate. It looks like we already got 24 entries. I just posted this today, and the winner will be drawn on October 1st and immediately be sent 1 Zen each. Currently around $16, on its way to the moon, $200 per coin. Now, we'll see what happens, but just wanted to let you guys know that that giveaway is going on, and you got a couple days to get involved. Super
Explain
easy.
how you tag in Twitter.
To tag in Twitter, so you just click on this reply. You'd click at and then your friend's name. I would say my friend is Wyckoff on crypto. I would tag him. That's it. Now he's tagged. I would hit tweet. Boom. He's tagged. You're entered. Make sure you follow Horizon, follow myself, retweet this, and then tag 3 friends as a response so they can see about it as well. It's as simple as that. But before that, we do have to give away the Phore from last night's show. So let's go ahead and click on this. If you guys missed this show, this was a really interesting one. We talked about the Bitcoin move, how we had a 1,600 upside objective. Obviously, we have been rallying since then. We talked about some things going on behind the scenes with XRP and WanChain, and we really got in a lot of good debate and discussion last night. The comment box was very active, so this is one you definitely would want to catch up on, in my opinion. So let's copy this URL. We'll go ahead and throw it in this random comment picker. Amount of unique commenters, 92 people that have an opportunity to win themselves some Phore, and I'm talking 25 or 54 here, guys. So not just some chump change. Here we go. Round and round we go. The winner is Mark Schiller. Great stream, fellas. Well, shout out to you, Mark Schiller. You have the perfect name for this crypto ecosystem. I'm sure you do a really good job at shilling your own bags. And now you have yourself a bag of Phore PHR trading over at Cryptopia. There you go. Another winner, and we will be doing another giveaway for this show. So if you're watching this, you're seeing this, leave a comment in the comment section below with your Phore wallet address. Make sure you like the video and make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you feel like sharing this, if you like what we do, obviously we're continuing to try to grow and help more and more individuals. So we appreciate you sharing this video, share our tweets, whatever it may be. Just get involved with this great Learn Crypto community. We love each and every one of you, and we're happy to continue to come here on a daily basis, talking about fundamentals, technical analysis, and of course, crypto news.
I've got ZRX here we can talk about real quick. A couple things I wanted to show. So ZRX, you see the technometer showing here, doesn't really get to the 50. This is the 47 level where we're actually at right now. And on the bottom side, you can see really 40 is kind of the lowest. It did give you a buy here, came down to 35.37 through that 38 level. So gave you the exact day buy signal. Got to like that. And then also here you can see, I really need to drag that down below. You can see really that even here volume over the 8 or 9 days here went to a new low for the move. Price tested the low and then volume came in strong. So this low is important. And as I've said before all along, I mean, now we're at 47, which is not overbought, but it is overbought back to this level, which was the highs in here. So, but if we're starting a bull move, you don't want to sell overbought yet. I mean, 50 sell, 38 buys for trading ranges. If you start a good trend, you're going to want to say maybe 40s a buy, 52s a sell, or 54 sell, etc. A lot of times I've said I go back now and try to put Elliott wave on a pattern to see if that would help me. So you could easily call this a 1-2. And then you might call this 3, 4, 5, even though it overlaps. If that's the case, this is A down, this is probably a B, and we're going to have a little pullback down here to 89.50 or something. Or the problems with the Elliott wave, this could be a 1-2, 1-2, we're ready to explode to the upside. So that's why I've even said in the past, I'm not all Elliott wave. I just try to throw it on my Wyckoff later. All I know is Wyckoff gave you the buy here. It gave you the test. So this is probably a 1-2. Most bearish, it's an AB. And then you've done a 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd want to sell the next high for new lows. So, again, I think you need to try to take a Wyckoff course to try to understand it. I also give a lot of free stuff away that explains the OP force and tech. So, but I'm telling you, the OP force and tech is going to help on these things. I've been trying to show that with a lot of tweets and things, but it's going to help put the odds in your favor. There's no doubt. But
Which was the coin that you thought was going to have a little pork blaster going on? Did you already show that? Was that Dash?
No, that was the that was this XLM up here, this pork blaster move there. Let me go back to I think I got that marked here. It's going to take a minute to load that. XMR at 120. I wanted to bring up XMR too. Bitcoin 6,700 holding. Dash 196.63. I mean, also the. Hold on here, because I got too much stuff going on. I mean, I think Dash is in a pork blaster right there for sure.
Right now, hey, it's a pork blaster. Right now, this could be a 10 banger. Right now, you heard it on the crypto. Right here now, Hitman inside Father.
I think really that. I think you probably got one over here as well. That XLM chart just looks too sweet coming into the day.
Oh, this coin is gonna pump! Pump! Todd said it's gonna pump!
Probably a pork blaster there. I could expand it out a little bit, but I'm guessing that's the same thing. You had the OP come down, so a lot of selling coming in. And again on Elliott Wave, you probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've done a 1, 2, and we're ready to explode higher. Or, you could say we've done a 1, 2, this was a 3, and we're working on a 4, and then it'll run to new highs. But I think just the trend's higher. The only way some of these charts get wrecked is really if Bitcoin's headed to 5,200. And then you're still going to want to keep these coins, I think, in the back of your mind, because these are still the ones I think that's going to lead the rally once these things really get going. So somebody mentioned XLM, ZRX, Bitcoin, etc. I think all those are probably going to be good.
Perfect. Now that we were just talking about ZRX, I'm going to talk about the governance that they had going on. Earlier, I tweeted out ZRX is going to the moon, government's implementation, growing related ecosystem, meaning there is more and more relayers being built on the ZRX protocol. Also, they were added. I tell you guys this information. I don't have to tell you this. They were added to Palm Beach Confidential. There was about a 5-page report. I'm not going to get into all the details out of respect for them, and I did wait a few days, so don't hate me. But they have been added to that portfolio, and there is a very high chance, like I said 4 months ago in my Coinbase video, where I already predicted Ethereum Classic, 1 for 1 there. Now I was saying 0x. Very high chance of a Coinbase listing and an integration via Paradex. Coinbase literally bought Paradex, which is a relayer on top of 0x. Now, there's no fees implemented now. We do know Coinbase is a for-profit organization. Enabling fees is the changing of code of one line. And guess what the easiest implementation would be? To add fees in ZRX. You then add it to Coinbase.com, providing liquidity for all your traders and yourself. Makes a lot of sense. Let's see if it happens. One of their new members, Peter Zietz, I don't know if I said his name right. He's a research fellow on the ZX or the 0x core team. He has a very long background. I'm not going to go through this, but this is his first release of his opinion on blockchain governance and what governance systems should be voted into place to be added to 0rx. That's why I said governance implementation. Once governance is implemented to form the direction of 0x moving forward, and some of these decentralized exchanges or Coinbase start adding relayer fees, hopefully in the form of the ZRX token, that's where real velocity occurs for the utilization of the network of this token, and that's where you start to see massive price appreciation. That's why this has been a long-term holding and a long-term trading on 0x, both for myself as well as PCG clients. Of course, we have tons of other projects that we talk about and that we hold as well. But I think this one is one right now that the fundamentals are continue to finally catch up with the vision. And that is what's going on. If you are interested in this, I'm not going to go through this. This is very high-level stuff. But this guy goes on and on about different governance functions that can, will, or should be implemented onto this project and onto the protocol layers for all future relayers moving forward. Very interesting stuff. We'll see what that's going on. We do know Cardano and IOHK with Charles Hoskinson is doing a lot with governance structures and trying to implement them or kind of test them on the Horizon Zen blockchain. If something that then does work, they hope to implement that on Ethereum Classic and Cardano moving forward.
I'll take it back because Taj asked about Square, and I know I said a lot of people buy springs and uptrends. That's what they do for Wyckoff. And that's all they do, or sell up thrusts and downtrends. And I know we went live here when, Taj, you asked about this before because we had the technometer came down to 37.32. That's in the buy zone. And the next morning we sprung the previous low. So that was a 83.17, and we go straight to 98. So that was a easy buy off the software, and I did not catch it. And Lulu just keeps going to new highs as well. It's overbought, back to the highest overbought level it's been at. And normally that would be a sell, but you got to realize that Lulu's been leading the NASDAQ, as is Square, and you don't want to be too early on sells on strong stocks. So if anything on Lulu, if I was long that, I'd trail a stop or look at the point figure and let that thing ride because that's got good buying behind it. You can see the OP, the volume continues to push strong with it. And the force is heading higher, so Lulu looks good, Square looks kick-ass.
Can you take a look at ZRX on the charting software? Is that possible?
Yeah, that was the last one I did.
Okay. Somebody was just asking about it once again.
Yeah, that was ZRX. I mean, it picked the load of the day, and now it just looks higher.
There we go. I got a couple more news articles for you. If you guys have any questions, throw them over in the chat box. And, of course, we got some Thursday night football between the former St. Louis Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. So, of course, I got to be rooting against the Rams as they left us hanging to dry here in St. Louis. And we steal this. A couple things. Somebody was asking about what is going on with Coinbase. They said they added a new feature. That is, their goal is to help people understand, explore, and buy cryptocurrency. Now they're adding a new feature called Coinbase Bundle. Why is this good? That means when new retail or institutional investors, you can make a purchase as small as $25, come to the space, they get on there and they see Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, and Litecoin. Oh my God, what do I buy? I have no idea. Ethereum Classic is the cheapest, so I'll probably buy some of that. But what else? You go on here, you tell Coinbase exactly what they want, and they're going to have a market-weighted selection of the 5 cryptocurrencies available to buy and sell on Coinbase. You can buy a bundle of 5 cryptocurrencies for as little as $25. That means when you come on here, you say you have $100. It will say, according to market cap weighting right here, Bitcoin is 76%. So out of that $100, you'll get $76 worth of Bitcoin, $14 worth of Ethereum, and so on as the list goes down as that market cap continues to change on a daily basis. Pretty interesting. Automatic diversification of a new investor's portfolio, or say an institutional investor doesn't know anything about the space. Automatic market cap weighted diversification. One-stop shop reduces your fees because you're not doing multiple purchases for multiple different currencies. And then as soon as you buy them, they all go into the separate wallets just like they would if you bought them separately. So pretty interesting, pretty simple. I know if you're more advanced, you may not be interested in that. But if you're ever like, man, I got $1,000 and I like all these cryptos, I don't know really where to put my eggs, you can go on there and it'll automatically separate it out for you guys. Pretty interesting. But I think the most important thing is for newbies, is we get new retail investors that don't know a ton about all these coins. That's going to be the safest bet for them. Or say you tell a friend, hey, you should get into crypto, and they're like, okay. And you don't want to sit there and explain all these things. Maybe the best thing for the first few hundred or few $1,000s is go to Coinbase, do the bundle, I'll separate it for you, and we'll start tweaking and rediversifying your portfolio as we go. So Coinbase is continuing to stay leaps and bounds above everybody else, really trying to be the pinnacle for fiat onboarding platforms. And I think with this product, they continue to do that. They have the index, which hopefully we're going to be able to add to the software so we can trade the index as well. They got the bundle. They have institutional custodians. They got Coinbase Pro. It's the place to be. I know some people love it. Some people hate it because their support's been bad in the past, but you can't lie, guys. It's the easiest way to do it. And if you want to learn how to get around the fees for Coinbase, we do have a cryptocurrency beginner course. You might want to take that to refreshen up on your stuff, see some inside tips and tricks. And really, if you know somebody that wants to come into the crypto space, but you don't want to be liable, you don't want to sit there and spend the hours to teach them, we have that beginner course over on learncrypto.io. Help them out. You can also be an affiliate and get $10 for anybody you sign up. So check out learncrypto.io and become an affiliate for some of our courses and see if you can help some people out and expand their minds for coming over here to cryptos. What do we got here? Anthony Monarat, the 229 super chat. I think that is in euros. Shout out to you. We appreciate that. He says the Coinbase app allows you now to see more assets. I think that might have been around for a little while now, but if you want to list what the assets that you can currently see, I'll make that evident here for all of everybody here in the chat. I don't know. I don't have the Coinbase app on my phone right now, so let me know what assets have been added.
Damn it, James says to buy the course. I'd agree, buy the course, understand OP force and tech, ask me questions, whatever, and be ready to subscribe to the software.
Software is going to be huge.
I mean, I think it's showing its usefulness, And if you're looking at charts, you've got to have consolidated volume. You can't just have volume from one exchange and then go to different exchanges to look at volume and things. There's no way. I think it's a big deal still. Thank God it's, too bad it's taken me 9 months in a bear market to get it, but there's a lot of years left in this game.
The Outlaw Preacher says, I love ZRX. What do you guys think about a good entry level at this point? I think Todd probably just answered that question for you. Shout out to Hilton Stone. Hilton Stone gave us a $20 super chat yesterday. Shout out to you. Remember, we still owe you an answer to a question because you just gave it to us without any question. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for the support. Had to give you another shout out. And we got one more news article before we just kind of shoot the shit, hang out before we call it a night. That is XRP and XLM even going to be relevant anymore? Do we even need those cryptocurrencies for bank transfers? Well, JP Morgan and other banks say no. JP Morgan's Ethereum-based blockchain payments trial adds 75 banks. Now, before I read further, I think the overwhelming problem here is JP Morgan's trying to build a cheap, affordable, instant transaction protocol on top of Ethereum. We all know Ethereum can't scale right now. That sounds like a shitty idea to me, but let's read further. A blockchain payments trial jointly launched by a trio of banks led by JP Morgan has roped in 75 new banks globally for seamless and faster interbank settlements. The blockchain is developed using Quorum, an Ethereum-based private blockchain developed by JP Morgan in partnership with development studio ETH Lab. The FT report also notes that the Interbank Information Network, that's a mouthful, enables peer-to-peer financial messaging, making it a rival to the likes of the most commonly used global payments rail operated by SWIFT. And we know from a crypto perspective who is trying to take SWIFT down. That would be Ripple Labs and the XRP token. So indirectly, that means JP Morgan is both competing with XRP and XLM. Although XLM has been branching out to other ecosystems with a partnership with IBM, Walmart, and others, their still purpose is as a payment rail. So in effect, JP Morgan is taking on XRP and XLM as we speak. Do you guys think that JP Morgan is going to be further ahead of the XLM and Ripple team? Is there no use for these cryptocurrencies? I don't really think so. I think that there's still obviously a reason that cryptocurrency exists, that these other blockchain projects are probably much further ahead of JP Morgan. And the fact that they used a Ethereum-based code tells me they're going to have some scaling issues moving forward as they try to put more and more transactions onto that blockchain. With nearly 80 banks, the network is expecting to process about 14,500 USD denominated payments a day. The IIN also intends to support payments in non-USD currencies in the future. So we'll have to keep an eye on this and whether JP Morgan is going to dethrone Stellar Lumens XLM and Ripple XRP as the giants of this sector in the cryptocurrency space. But if it wasn't too long ago before JP Morgan said that Bitcoin was a scam, and now they're on board? That's interesting. I think SWIFT is going to maintain dominance in the traditional market class, and I think XRP and XLM will find their spot within this sector. But let me know if you guys feel otherwise.
Somebody asked about ETC, which we haven't talked about. Been one of our loved ones, and then haven't said much about it. I mean, the software, not much to say here. I do know this is ETC USD. So it's been very slow. I just checked on USDT. You're going to see there's some type of error coming from just in the last 15 minutes. So I'm guessing that's from the API provider. But you can see the technometer did go to a buy at yesterday's close. So I'm guessing yesterday's close on Classic was probably important. I'm sure this will get fixed here next few minutes, but that oversold reading there after having a sell on Sunday. So there again, I just think probably Classic's been in, not doing much. But
SDAC says that has been in the works for a long time. Yes, I believe they went on with that development somewhere like 2016 or something. So it's been a long time coming.
And there's new
and
lows
obviously
on the
they've
OP.
had some issues.
New lows on the OP as well. So maybe Classic. I mean, I'd say Classic needs to get it going now. Let's look at the actual chart on TradingView. I mean, I would say these lows at probably that low at 1075. If that gives away, I'd short term be discouraged.
Lammy J says, Nick, can you explain the news article floating around that, quote, federal judge rules the virtual currencies are to be viewed legally as commodities? Is this good or bad? I'm in the UK. Well, I'm not positive in the UK, but that would be good in the United States because it does have a better tax benefit as far as trading purposes. So for tax obligations, it's better that they're labeled as commodities versus securities. Also, if they're labeled as securities, then they have to go through more SEC regulation and labeling, which then costs those projects some money. And obviously for decentralized networks that didn't have an ICO, they may not have the funds to be fully regulated, which could put them
Show me the money.
Put them in a tough situation.
Somebody asked before about the S&P here. I mean, I think it looks like the U.S. stock market to me is just slowly still working higher. So I'd probably still be a buyer of pullbacks, and I don't think the highs are in. Thanks, Hugo. Yeah, the software is legit. So
too legit to quit. I got a super node in my pages.
So I think it's just a matter of them getting it where we can sell it. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy about having it here. Trying to tweet out some information, show it on here to help some people out until we get it available. And yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Lammy J says, thank you. I would assume the same applies for UK as far as the trading standards over there, securities versus commodities, where if it's going to be labeled anything, it's probably better to be labeled as a commodity. Anthony, again, with the 549 super chat. Love you, dude. We need to get the names down here at the bottom where it says most recent, so your name will be all over the place. He is saying that his first super chat was saying that the Coinbase app added some new coins. He said that it has XRP, XLM, ADA, NEO, and they are all on the listed called See More Assets. You can find it on the app right after Litecoin. Mission to Mars has begun. Maybe I should start dancing around inside that rocket ship right now for all those coins. Right. You know, that might be a conspiracy theory, guys, but it is a positive thing that they're on the application. They could have put any coins on there, and they chose those ones. Whether that's new or not, I'm not sure. I don't use the Coinbase app. But definitely leading towards something positive over there with all those being available. And if you use the Coinbase app, maybe you can start tracking some of more of your favorites if you like those coins. I know we love XLM, ADA, and NEO. And lately, XRP has been doing really well according to software for technical analysis. So these are all coins that we've been talking about. So maybe this will continue some further rally and triple our bags.
Gary O'Connell wants to look at Lind. So that must be one that he's thinking could be the next hot one. A little bit of action here today. It looks like a nice little pork blaster here coming out of. So that one doesn't look too bad. I'd say maybe some 1-2-1-2s getting ready for higher prices. I'll have to make sure if I can, I'll try to add that to softwares too as well.
And, somebody said JP Morgan has no credibility. And we talked about stablecoins earlier that are being backed by banks, etc. The funniest thing is, there's all the FUD around, is USDT really there? When really the FUD should be around, is USDC really there? Although they can say, we got all this paperwork. They did this properly. We got investments from these banks. Who are the ones who get in trouble for fraud? Been fined. It's documented. Who are the ones who needed government bailouts? It's been documented. Those are the banks. So, I think you got kind of a point there. Although they can show their audit forms, etc., that might be good and grand now. But moving forward, who has the track record of actual fraud and scam and putting on a front? The very banks that are backing some of these stable coins. That's what I think is kind of hypocritical and a little bit hilarious moving forward.
Yeah, buddy.
Kanan is in the building. Yo! Just got in, guys. How is it going tonight? Pretty good. You've been missing a couple really good live shows the past few days. Haven't seen you. If you guys don't know, Kanan is part of Vertcoin's development and marketing team. Kanan, if you want to type, let us know what's going on with Vertcoin. What's new? Why should we be excited for Vertcoin? Why should I be using your one-click miner, etc.? You made it to the show, so give us a little shill on the project and maybe give us a little inside hint to some upcoming thing going on with Vertcoin, maybe some marketing tips, etc. So maybe we can get a bag at the right time. that's really about all the news and fundamentals we got. Maybe Todd might have a few more charts. We're just kind of hanging out, guys. This is the time of the show where we shoot the shit, see some questions, see some super chats, and just have some fun and just keep positioning for the future. If you're just getting in, this will be a Phore giveaway show, so make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Leave a comment with your Phore wallet address down below if you want to win. I mean, who doesn't want free coins? And then come over to my Twitter, StuNod620. We have a giveaway going on until October 1st. Simply follow myself, follow Horizon Global, and then go ahead and retweet and tag 3 friends, and you are entered to win. 3 winners will get 1 full Zen. Yes, I will eat the transaction cost, so you will get 1 full Zen for participating, spreading the word of Learn Crypto, and spreading the good word of cryptocurrencies.
Neo, I got Neo's chart up here. We can go over that real quick. Neo didn't give us, we did have the OP break down here while price held the previous low. A lot of these other coins had kind of higher tested, but that did give you enough. The technometer 39.79, which didn't get clear down to oversold, but gave you enough for a little bit of rally. But really since then, not much. Technometer's neutral. OP not doing much, so no real help on Neo. And XRP, really nothing new to add today. It just looks like that 46 buy was good. Yeah, I'm still having issues with a few charts. USD's working. Tether must be throwing something, a curveball or something. I mean, we had to buy a 46 down there on Ripple, go up and do a B wave here and still work sideways. But I think that one's higher.
Sweet. Javier says, dang, I missed the whole show. Love you guys. Sorry I'm late. Hey, tune in for these last few minutes. You can always rewind as well. So here's Kanan's little shill. Kanan is from Vercoin's team. He says, well, we are currently looking to use the exchange fund we raised to put to the development of VertHash to get it done much faster. Check out our Reddit to see that information. We are also waiting on lawyers to submit the final paperwork for the Vertcoin Foundation, a U.S.-based 501c3 that if you donate, we all can get a tax deduction. That's pretty interesting. And then lastly, it says same lawyers are also finishing the letter needed for Coinbase application. Coinbase is asking for a lawyer to write a letter to any coin wanting to get added to make sure it isn't a security. Boom, there's some inside information because we all know that Coinbase did put out some information that we talked about yesterday that anybody can apply. Now you hear it from somebody who has their own personal coin and says you need to actually have a lawyer to write it up. And if you are deemed a security, they will not take on the regulatory risk. I'm not even going to say because I don't want to make people mad, but everybody wants XRP to be listened to Coinbase. This makes things interesting. XRP is currently in a lawsuit whether or not XRP and Ripple, XRP is actually a security or not. So that means the outcome of these lawsuits can directly affect the outcome of whether a Coinbase listing is imminent or not. Personally, the standard of a security, is there decentralization? No, it was a pre-mined coin. Do people buy into it with the respect that it is ownership in the company? Well, kind of with XRP. XRP is Ripple. Ripple is XRP. I know they try to differentiate that, but we'll see what happens moving forward. But that's interesting there that you have to have a lawyer write it, and if you're deemed a security, Coinbase isn't even interested. So that kind of knocks a lot of coins, puts a lot of coins in that gray area right now, and I think then that kind of limits the list of might get added. You know, I'm still like 0x to get added, still like XLM to get added, ADA to get added. Digibyte has a strong possibility as well, so we'll see. And obviously Vertcoin is applying. They do have VertBase now, so it really, I think it's funny, Kanan, VertBase looks exactly like Coinbase. I think you guys are kind of trolling them there when you created that and put fiat pairs to Vertcoin. That's kind of funny.
Elizabeth, I just gave you a wrench. I don't know why you haven't had one, unless something happened. And then you might want to answer Elizabeth's daughter want to know, Mommy, what does shoot the ship mean? Because that's what you said we was doing here.
I don't know how old your daughter is, so maybe that's something you should explain.
And then somebody asked about the course. The course is still $299, but hit me up. I will give you $50 off.
There you go.
I think maybe 50 off. Yeah, I got to think about that one. 50 off course might work till the end of the month. And what else was on there I wanted to comment to?
Yeah, so this is over on learncrypto.io. If you go to the store, we got our cryptocurrencies and Wyckoff trading course. No, this is not Nick and Todd made a cryptocurrency trading course. Todd is actually the president of Wyckoff Stock Market Institute, the original teachings of Richard D. Wyckoff. We updated the 1930s original course, put on some videos. So it is all his original teachings, which of course Todd now owns because he is the president of that institute. We've also put together a dynamic beginner's guide to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies that will be continuing to add to. This is a great starter kit if you're trying to get some new friends involved in cryptos. And of course, all of these we do have affiliates for. So if you join and become an affiliate, every course that is sold with your custom URL, you will receive $30 to $50 cash. Also, any beginner course you sell, you will be receiving $10 for. So that is a good way to add some USD to your bank account or add some crypto to your bags. Learncrypto.io for some more information.
Gary, you still can have the course because I just don't want you.
Gary's not allowed to have the course.
You'll black cloud us all.
Gary, you can pay $1,000 and we're still not giving you access to that course.
You need to go to sleep. It's like 1 a.m. over there. That is all I got. I'm hungry.
That is really about all we got going on, and I want to get home and watch this football game, see what's going on. I got a lot of fantasy players playing. I got Kirk Cousins, Stefan Diggs, and Kyle Rudolph. Plus, the Rams left us here in St. Louis, so I hate them. So I'm going to be all Vikings tonight. We'll see what's happening. Should have done like a Viking show tonight or something. Elizabeth said she has a huge bag of Ethereum. Shout out to getting your kids involved in cryptos. That would be a great 401k for them moving forward.
Cool.
That's about all we got, guys. So, of course, participate in the giveaway over on Twitter. Participate in the giveaway tonight by leaving a comment in the comment section below with that address, that Phore address. And if you got any charts, any questions, comments, concerns, we're always available on Twitter, available on learncrypto.io, and, of course, available here on YouTube. So until next time, guys, stay tuned for your daily updates on cryptocurrencies right here at Learn Crypto.
Hilton, I did have a beer on you. Nick didn't. Nick doesn't get out much.
Got things to do. Somebody's got to work around here.
And low. Who cares? I don't know what that was for, but...
See you later, guys.
All right, peace out.
Shout out to Hilton Stone once again for a $20 super chat. Shout out to Anthony for your super chats tonight. We love when those come in. They help us keep us coming back each and every day. Peace out.
Hugo, hit me up tomorrow and make my weekend.
That's right.
Oh, hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck. Everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.